I hear from them about 50% of the time, and roughly 50% of the time.
That's a good number.
It's maybe 51%. I don't know. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Losers Lounge.
Everyone shut up.
Shh. Nobody make a sound?
Just shut up.
Oh, my God, man. This game was over 2 hours ago. Honestly, 2 hours ago, pronounced dead.
Dude, I have gone through all the stages of grief an hour ago.
Really? Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm actually way
over. It was
over.
I was mad. I was bargaining. I accepted. I moved on.
Did you miss the end of the game?
Is it over?
Yeah, no, you missed the end, man, where they lost by worse. They actually, the bench came in, the deep bench, they blew out the Nuggets too. It was terrible. Over there, I got Superstar Dev.
What a not so fun night. I thought it was going to be great vibes. Friday night with the fellas. A lot of people in town, from out of town. Bar was popping. The ball was not popping.
The ball popped.
The ball was not popping at all, man. This was a tough one, and you're right. We had a phenomenal crowd here tonight.
Dude.
Nuggets and Avs. Always around the holidays, there's always people that come in from out of town, and they want to check out the bar. They never get a chance. They come here. This bar had energy tonight. It had energy tonight, man. There was an excitement in the air, and then the game started.
Man. It was like the Nuggets invited everyone over for Christmas, basically, and was like, oh, we didn't cook.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, it's so true.
We thought you were bringing the turkey. Nobody. Oh God.
Oh, you wanted us to get presents. Okay, I'm sorry. We got a confusion there. The Nuggets go down 119-93. It was not that close, though, you guys. Don't be fooled by that score. It was actually much worse than that. Let's do a quack. Who wants to? We're going to have some fun today. It's not going to be all bummers. I mean, look, what do we have to be sad about? We're the reigning champs. What are we worried about? A team that's never even made the playoffs.
Can we already be done talking about this game? Just mentioning that it happened.
We just talk about something completely different.
Let's talk about Israel-Palestine.
Yeah, I want to go there. Is there something else you want to get into at this time? Let's do a fast breakdown, and I promise it'll be fast and painless. Here you go. That'll be painful, but fast.
That's what they said when I was
10 quick points for Chet Holmgren. Man, this is honestly, there's so many guys we're going to blame tonight. If we did blame game, it would take 7 segments. But Chet Holmgren tonight gets 2 wide open threes. Jokic just daring him to shoot for some reason. He's a good shooter. Drains 2. He was in his bag, man. You could see he had a pep in his step. He had a confidence to him. He had 10 points in 2 minutes. Jokic did pick it up early, though, started being aggressive. Do you guys remember the portion of the game where Jokic was aggressive?
No.
It was like the first 5 minutes. He was being aggressive. He was going to the hoop. KCP went down, started grabbing his knee, but then stayed in the game. It was a bit of a scary moment because the way he was grabbing, I did not like that.
No one liked that.
DeAndre Jordan in the game, not Zeke. I think officially Zeke's done. We asked when would Malone give up on Zeke. I think he gave up on Zeke. He's in the Braxton Key tier tonight.
There's too much. The season is too long to pronounce anyone dead.
Nobody's dead. Nobody's alive. Shea took over the final 4 minutes. Shea, early in this game, Shea, he's not that good. About 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. All the way up until he subbed out for the last time, he was unbothered by the Nuggets tonight. He took over in the final 4 minutes. Christian Braun, officially too small for him. It's funny, man, because we were so worried about Christian Braun's wingspan, and it has been a complete non-factor in his career. It's a factor against Shea, as it is with most players, because he's so freaking long, man.
And he's got, his game is just step backs,
fadeaways, spins, he just
under
gets
control.
If you're not longer than him, or at least as long, then he just doesn't even see you. And Christian, he just goes right to his spots, shoots the shot like he doesn't even see him. 33-27, the Thunder after 1. Second quarter, bench played him even. Kudos to DeAndre Jordan's bench. They just did nothing good or bad. Jokic comes back in. He picks up his second. Shea started cooking everyone. And it was real disaster, Terry. You're watching Shea, and you're like, Mike, what did he have at half? Do you even know, Dev? It was
17, I think.
It was only 17. It felt like 700. 54-48 Thunder at the half. So we're still in it. Third quarter. Jokic kept turning it over. He had 7 turnovers in this game. Did he finish with more than that? Or was it just 7? He stopped at 7, mercifully. But he had 7 the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. And then the Thunder starters just started cooking Denver. Cooking! That third quarter, you guys, was an absolute beatdown, 34-20 after they were already trailing. The rout was on, 88-68 Thunder at the end of the quarter. No notes from the fourth quarter. Nuggets just got absolutely cooked, never got closer. In fact, the lead got extended. For some reason, down 20, you bring back Jokic and Michael Porter, and they just get cooked even more. Sometimes you bring in the starters, you play them even, or you come back a little bit, but it's a false return. And then sometimes you bring the starters back, and they just get more embarrassed.
I hate that we're talking about old stuff right now.
All right, Dev, start us off. I have a lot of actually to say about this guy, or like some little things to say about the game, but start us off. Big takeaways.
My big takeaway is I am a bit shocked at how well OKC matches up with Denver. Granted, this was a game that Denver was missing Aaron Gordon, which they truly, truly missed in this game, but they just match up from every spot, and it seems like all of their guys are playing hard the entire time that they're going up against Denver, and this guy's stepping up from everywhere. Everyone seems to know what they're supposed to do. They have a superstar that they run everything through, but everybody is like involved. So Denver has to figure out how to match up against a team like the Thunder. I would not want to play them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So you, I just want to get to this because this is one of the big topics. You don't want to play them in the playoffs.
No, I wouldn't look forward to it. I mean, I think Denver wins, and I think that I don't think it's really easy, but I do think that this is a team that matches up well with them, and they seem to want to change things up. Like, they're okay with trying things, and I think that is why Denver has a hard time trying to adjust or figure out what really they're doing. But they just seem to have a group that gets it. They seem to have it figured out. And maybe it's just the Denver matchup, because I don't know if they play this well against anyone else, but against Denver, they seem to get it.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk more about that. We'll put a pin in it because I don't know if I agree, and I saw that take a lot today on the timeline. I'm not so sure, but D-Line, what's your big takeaway?
My big takeaway is that I'm going to take this game.
Yeah,
I'm going to wad it up into a tiny little ball. I'm going to throw it in the goddamn garbage. I'm going to move on with my life. I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to be depressed because that's kind of what I do on a Saturday. I'm never going to think about this game again. I have thoughts about this game, but they are contained to this game.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Jamal Murray was so bad tonight.
He does that, doesn't he?
He was classic Jamal legs Murray, where he was kind of hobbling. He looked slow. His shot wasn't falling. The Nuggets cannot do anything in this league against competition that is worthy of them if they don't have both Jokic and Murray engaged and on the same page and making baskets and in the game. Murray just wasn't in the game. He was a non-participant. I'm not mad at him. You know, like, it's the second night of a back-to-back. There's a lot of things you can write off. There are things that are a little concerning, obviously, about this game. But, I mean, almost all of the failings, in my view, are effort-based, energy-based. Like, Jokic was a little, like, there's questions about, like, the spacing when Peyton Watson is in. Like, the lane is so clogged. Jokic has a million turnovers. It was just a sloppy, ugly game, you know? And, like, you can get away with that against, like, the Hornets or other, like, sub teams in this league, but the Thunder are on the come up, and they're legit to a certain extent. I don't trust them in the playoffs at all, because young teams never do well in the playoffs. They just have to go through it before they can actually have success. So I wouldn't be worried about them matching up against the Nuggets, but they're a good team, and the Nuggets were tired, and they got their asses kicked.
Yeah. I'll stick with Murray too. There's a lot of guys you could talk about. I honestly think this game just comes down to the Nuggets have been riding this P-Watt wave. You know, he's been playing so great for so long. He goes into the starting lineup last game, and it was awesome. And we're all talking against a shorthanded bad Memphis team, and he was awesome. And we're all riding this wave about how great he is in the upside. Rookies and young players, sometimes only their bad parts shine, and you're like, man, this guy has no talent. And there's a lot of talent hidden in there. And then sometimes young players, the talent is obvious and in front of your face, but the flaws are hidden. You're like, man, this guy's incredible. He's going to be a superstar. That's what we've been writing with P-Watt for like 10 games now, where it's like, this guy's incredible. Tonight, they ran into a matchup where a team was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to crowd the paint. We're going to put a lot of bodies around Yoke and get a lot of arms and passing lanes, and let's see if they're going to be able to handle it. And P. Watt, I thought, struggled offensively, struggled to make reads, struggled to make finishes. And more importantly, I thought Jokic and the Nuggets in general struggled to kind of adapt to the style of play that they would need to be able to handle this team. Coming into the game, we talked about who have the Thunder lost to? All the bigs, all the teams that can bully them. Take out Aaron Gordon, insert Peyton Watson, not a bully. And it's like you just took away the thing that you have to use to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. You take that out, and then on top of that, you get a really lethargic game from Yoke, really lethargic game from Murray, and a really hot shooting game from OKC, and you get a rout. So to me, my big takeaway is this is the ups and downs of the Peyton Watson experience, because it's the ups and downs of any rookie, where it's like there are going to be nights when their bad parts are what are on display. And that was tonight, man. I mean, to me, this was like a nothing game. It was a first-round knockout, first-round knockout punch, and it's not like we don't have to overly analyze it. It's like, man, they struggled with this one.
That's what I mean. There's... Like, I don't want to diminish what the Thunder did because they actually played a great game. I mean, like, Chet Holmgren looked fantastic.
They dominated everything.
All the Thunder are good. What can I say? They're a great team.
This wasn't all the Thunder are good. This was a total all the Thunder are good game.
They looked really good, but I mean, I just knowing what the Nuggets look like when the Nuggets are the Nuggets, it's like that wasn't the Nuggets, man. Like that was a back-to-back looking team. They had some punch early, and then, but as what happens so often on the second night of a back-to-back, it's like in the third and fourth quarter, like it shows. And they lost that third quarter by 14 points. Like that was it. That was the end.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, to stick on the Peyton Watson aspect, you got to take the good with the bad, and there are going to be bad games from a young guy that is just kind of inserted into the lineup. You talked about it. They were playing against Memphis. This time they played against the Thunder, who are playing really well right now. So you can't gauge it off of one game or in that game. And they weren't all horrible. He does show flashes. He shows signs of life. He had a couple of dunks in this. He was good in the the dunker spot. When he has to explore his game or he has to step out, that's when it didn't go well. He missed a couple of shots. He made some mistakes by trying to force things. But it wasn't a lack of skill. It wasn't like he shouldn't have been out there. It just wasn't a great game for him. It's a mixed bag with Peyton, but I think that there was some good in this game.
No, he had a nice stat line: 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying this was Peyton Watson's fault. This is a new look from the Nuggets. Mm-hmm. Peyton Watson with the other 4 starters, take out Aaron Gordon. That's a completely new dynamic, and it's not like sometimes you take out KCP and you put in Christian Braun. It's like, all right, defenders, kind of similar. Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson are completely different. The style and what your strengths and weaknesses are completely different. And I just thought tonight was, one, you're going up against a great coach that I do think has figured some things out against Denver about what makes it a challenge for them. And I think that, like most young teams and like most young coaches, the Thunder kind of tinker with their game plans game by game more than most teams. Certainly more than Michael Malone, who's more of a we have to build our traits and our habits and this or that. And I just think you get a team that was able to exploit the weaknesses that Denver had, especially with the unfamiliarity. And that's how you wind up with 16 turnovers, 7 of which came from Yoke. Yoke had 7 assists and 7 turnovers. You don't see that very often.
No, he was turning the ball over a lot.
And some really bad ones. Some ones where you're like, what the heck was that?
The paint was clogged, and he was trying to thread it through. It was, man.
Yeah.
I like doing the show. I like you, Dev, Adam, you're fine. I hate that we have to do the show after a game like this because it's like there's so little true analysis. It's like considering how high we were just 24 hours ago. Yeah. We're like, man, the it's amazing, and now it's like it just feels dark right now. But it's what happens, man. It just sucks that it's the Thunder because this is now 2 losses in a row to the Thunder
at home.
At home, and the last one was a complete fluke, in my opinion. And this one was just they just got caught on the second night of back-to-back, got knocked the F out.
Are you more or less afraid of Oklahoma City than you were coming into the season, or the same, Dev?
Into the season, more afraid. Into this game, or just after this game, not as much, because they're missing Aaron Gordon. They're not going to play them that exact same way. Guys are not going to play the same. Jamal's not going to have a horrible game. Peyton Watson isn't going to be getting a lot of minutes like that. You know, like I do think that changes the aspect of how you play them. And also, like, both teams are trying to fill each other out. So, like, Denver's going to go into this and say, this is what they're doing. So, Denver has a lot more to learn in these type of games than OKC does. They're just like, hey, we hit shots. We, sent 2 centers, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to just find something that sticks. Denver could actually, like, look at intangible things. This is when they do when you hit this. This is what happens when they do. You could read a lot in these type of games. So, I think that this is going to be good for Denver in the long run. But is OKC for real? I think that they're a lot better than I gave them credit for.
Here's what's interesting. For me, it's about the exact same. I don't think these games mean much. And here's why I say that. Again, when you're a young team, there is a lot of like, how do we win this game?
Exactly.
How do we win it?
Of
And when
course.
you're a veteran team, especially a reigning champ, there's a lot of what are the habits we have to form or whatever. We saw in the last game, they went to the Twin Tower lineup. That was a major adjustment that they went to, playing a lineup that they'd only played like 10 minutes prior to that, and they play it for like 17 minutes in that game. And it worked. They were able to kind of steal the win. Even though Denver should have won that game and up 8 with 3 minutes to go, the Thunder did enough to win it. Tonight, they did not go to that lineup. They did not. They tried other things instead and came up with other things. And to me, this is why I say there's a level of when you're young where you just are experimenting because you want to figure things out. And this is the difference between the regular season and the playoffs. The regular season is you build your habits, you kind of figure some things out, and then the playoffs, you make a strategy. I just think that the Thunder are quicker to make a strategy in the regular season than the Nuggets are, and you see it. And it's like, okay, in the playoffs, the Nuggets know, okay, the 2 Twin Tower lineup, that's one thing we're going to see. Some of the stuff that happened tonight with trying to clog the paint, it's another thing we're going to see. And it's like, all right, Denver will have to game plan for that. Clearly tonight, on the second night of a back-to-back, there was no game plan other than let's just roll out there and play what we play. And they got smacked.
Even if you had a game plan in this game, it started off so different than the OKC games. Chet made 3 straight threes.
Yeah.
That changes how you have to defend them. That, like, alters like how you protect the rim, and then he becomes a weapon where you're like, okay, we're not only focusing on SGA or we're not only doing these type of things. So I think that also was an audible that Denver wasn't ready for, and it's like, okay, now we have to adjust on the fly, and with them having a lead and our guys not getting it together. So they punched them in the mouth very early, and then they just did not respond.
Yeah, see, and I look at a game like this, and in the first half, it's really about the scheme. It's about how it starts. It's about the Denver's trailing the whole time. They're down by 6 almost the entire first half. But had this been like a normal game or a game of high stakes or a game that Denver was like deeply concerned about winning, they would then come out in the third quarter like they always do and just turn on the gas. And like OKC
there was no intensity. Like for Murray in particular, like Murray was just unbothered all night.
Unbothered,
like, come on, man.
And like that's when the Nuggets and the Warriors and like we've seen like championship teams like make their move. They like let you kind of give your punch, and then we're going back and forth. But like the third quarter starts, and it's like, okay, now it's time to win. Now it's time for the championship team to arrive, and they just never, or they got worse in the third. And it was so. I mean, from a scheme standpoint, I mean, I see that clearly in the first half, and it was successful, but I don't worry about the Thunder because I just know what that looks like. They are the Nuggets from 2-3 years ago. It's like they're going to be formidable to a point, and then when things get real, they're going to find out. They don't know who they are yet. They just don't know who their guys are yet.
I don't know if I hate them anymore though.
No,
we talked about in the preseason about do we hate the Thunder yet? I still kind of like them, man. They're good. They play the right way. They pass the ball. They had a handful of possessions tonight, Dev. You know how a team's in their bag where Denver had phenomenal defense for 22 seconds, and the ball finds a wide open guy, and you're like, damn, man, that's trusting the extra pass and everything. And that team has it, which is a real credit to them. I love it.
I know. After tonight, I kind of hate the Nuggets.
You know what? I hate the Nuggets too. You guys know what I need? Nah, I know. Where are you going to go? Take a guess.
A meatball sandwich.
Nope. I need an entire pony keg of Breckenridge Brewery Christmas Ale. Probably on sale now that Christmas is over, but just to black out and forget this one.
Yeah, dude. And then you could just laugh and be like, oh, it's New Year's Ale, and just drink it.
Yeah, that would be a good joke that I would tell. Breckenridge Brewery has been a proud sponsor. You guys know it's our favorite beer. You see us here at the bar all the time. We have 8 Breckenridge Brewery beers on tap at the DNVR Bar. We're practically the Breck Brew farmhouse.
I would say including the Breck
including
Farmhouse, we're the top place to get Breck.
We absolutely are, because we are a Breck company, and we hope you guys are Breck people too. Ride with us by drinking Breckenridge Brewery. Avalanche Amber, check. Mile High City, check. Broncos Country Pale Ale, if you want to. Fun Slinger, check. Good Company Hard Seltzer, check. All of those delicious beers. Vanilla Porter Jr., check.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I would drink half of Vanilla Porter Jr.
Yeah?
I would drink the first half, and then
That's it?
And then I would just it wouldn't do anything for me in the second.
All right, well, it sounds a lot like Michael Porter Jr.
Oh, what?
Is that what you're trying to refer? Breckenridge Brewery, check them out. You guys know them. They're our official beer partner here at DNVR. Also want to tell you guys about DraftKings Sportsbook. You know what's coming up here over the weekend, Dev? I think. College football.
Yep.
There's college football, college playoff. They got all the bowl games. So fun. You can bet on those ones. There's all these different things you can bet on. You can bet on every bowl game, and it's like March Madness. You have a new bet come and due every hour or so.
The big games. That's what they're calling them.
They're calling them the big games?
No, they don't call them that. I think they call it the college football playoff.
The college football playoff, man, you got all that going on right now. DraftKings has this deal that if you sign up and place any bet of $5 or more, you get $150 instantly on bonus bets. Plus, score an NBA League Pass subscription on us for the rest of the season. What a deal. That's an incredible deal.
Damn.
League Pass?
That's amazing.
You could watch this OKC team.
You could go back and watch this game because they archive it on League Pass?
You could watch the progression of Chet's boy Amish beard.
Can I tell you whose beard? It's better than Christian Brown. I'm going to talk about Christian Brown, and is it his beard that is causing him these problems?
Stay tuned.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code DNVR. New customers get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5. Plus, score an NBA League Pass on us only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code DNVR. The crown is yours. You have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. League Pass reward issued as promo code to redeem subscription and must be claimed by January 15th, 2024.
Get it.
See DraftKings.com/promos for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. And guys, since Dev is here, we're going to go ahead and do a DraftKings pick of the week.
Oh,
You make us money all the time, Dev. How'd we do tonight?
Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the DraftKings pick of the week. For my
right.
DraftKings pick of the week, we're going to go into that college football playoff. There's one team I would never bet against when it truly does matter, and that's Alabama. We get them as underdogs.
Are they good?
Alabama plus 1.5. That's what I'm going to take. Yes, they're good.
They're good this year?
Not really, but they're in the college football playoff, and it's also like Nick Saban.
and they're Alabama. Yeah.
They're Alabama. You bet for them
All right.
every time.
I just put a bet in, dude.
Roll
I just followed your advice here and put a bet
Roll
on Alabama.
Tide.
Know nothing about them.
That's what you say, right? If you're an Alabama fan.
If I am to be mad today at one player, if I were, because I told you I'm not mad.
You could be.
I'm not mad.
said I'm not mad.
Put the record that I'm not mad.
I'm going to blame game.
Put it on it. The blame game. But if I were to blame one individual or one person who just irks me the most in games like this, it's none other than Jamal Murray.
Man.
I still, for me, it's still Zeke.
You and Michael Malone. Guys, because this man, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Canadian. Lou Dort, Canadian. I feel like there's like a little Canadian rivalry there. There's you're trying to make an all-star game in the Western Conference. Like, okay, let's make a statement. Murray just looks so like relaxed tonight. You're out there getting your ass kicked. You want your guys to look like, hey, go make us proud. And he's like, they're going to come in and take our lunch money. I don't know. It's just one of those days. Murray's so like lackadaisical. He's one of the best guards in the world. 4 of 15 tonight, 9 points, minus 20. He was just so like annoying tonight in his effort and his energy.
Jamal looked like me on a Cancun resort, just taking shot after shot after shot without a care in the world. Nothing else matters.
Were your shots hitting the side of your face?
Who knows? Probably. Some of them are throwbacks.
They were chronically short, just hitting your
He was
chin.
just taking shots and just, like nothing mattered. You're supposed to like compete against SGA. Like he's a Canadian, like you guys have that connection. I feel like they're on Adidas together or something. I just feel like there should have been more.
I think it's New Balance.
New
right?
Balance. There you go. Why would I say that?
Why would you say that?
I don't know.
He used to be Adidas.
Yeah, like I mean, they're just I feel like he should have competed a lot more. And also, you're the point guard. You have to set the tone. Second night of a back-to-back, you have to have that energy. You're a guy that's wanting to be a star in this league. You have to back it up. Like, people go as you go. You're the point guard of the team. So it wasn't good to just see how lethargic he was. Like, he really did not care about what happened in this. I was a bit shocked that Malone put him back in a game late to try to see if he had anything going. He didn't. Just not a good game from Jamal.
Yeah, I know, man. He looked like encumbered. Like, his legs looked heavy.
You're always on the legs,
dude. That is what it is with Jamal. It's like not even a bit. Like, he just was like not running well. He was kind of limping, half limping.
Oh
like,
God.
I mean, I just think he's sore. He's just sore from last night. Like, and he plays his Canadian brethren. And he's like, "Oh, sorry, sorry."
He thought he was too polite tonight.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, excuse me, might I get through?" And they weren't having it. They were just sending him back to Toronto. It sucked. It was a sucky game. As the official Jamal guy of this podcast,
you have to wear it, dude.
27 unbothered, dude.
So unbothered.
What frustrates me most about it, he looked so good last night.
That's the point.
He really did.
That is the point. Like, this is, you can be like, oh man, Murray's got to work on this stuff. Not last night. He was great. But the problem is that he doesn't care. Except for last night, he was incredible. Last night, it's like,
I know, but it sucks though. He's he's almost 27.
He is 27.
No, he's 26.
It's his number.
Huh?
It's his number.
Oh. Wait, so the year of Jamal Murray, hold on.
Yeah.
The year of Jamal Murray is
next
his 27 year? Dang it, man. They're all lining up.
How
How
did
can we
we
be
think about
mad?
that?
How did we think about that? Gosh dang it. Is the year of Jamal Murray really going to be age 27?
Yes,
and not,
of course,
and
dude.
not 2024?
Jokic was best when he was 15.
That's right.
Michael
That's
Porter
the point.
Jr. was best when he was 1 year old.
Right, he peaked. Dang it.
When Jesus had his arm around him.
I love this that rather than just be wrong about the year of Jamal Murray, we're just going to keep trying to figure out when the actual year begins.
It's all
age 27
the NBA
years.
is pure numerology.
Everybody knows this. Yeah, Jamal, just I don't know, man. This is we're so far into this, and this is kind of what you get, and it's a little bit annoying. But did you have a final thought on this one?
Yeah.
I don't know if Jamal's back.
He's not
Fire
back.
down the cover.
Just don't know if he's back.
When Jamal Murray is on the court, he's not back. Dang it! Dang it! I thought he was back.
Son of a biscuit.
I thought that championship he was back. There's only 88 minutes prior to tonight with Murray on the court without Jokic. The Nuggets have a minus 25.7 net rating in those minutes. This is one of the things about Murray is for whatever reason, he doesn't elevate those non-Jokic minutes at all. So it's almost like a waste. And I wonder if Malone is arriving at that because they've been fewer and fewer lately. If he's kind of like, well, we might as well save Jamal if it's not going to make a difference for us out there. Where else do you guys want to go here? We talked about Jokic. We talked about Murray. We talked about P. Watt. Is there anybody else? Christian Braun is the one guy actually I want to get to. Oh, he played 17 minutes tonight. Only got 3 shots up. Had 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist.
First off,
but he got
a good game.
Nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody had a good game.
Well, we got to point out extra bad games.
Well, I just want to talk about Christian Braun.
I guess we are.
The one thing I'll talk about Christian Braun is if you are worried about the Thunder, it's because you think Denver has nobody that can guard any of their guys. And tonight, like Christian Braun is he's the one guy that I'm most discouraged of with KCP because I'm like, Peyton Watson, I think, can guard him. I know tonight he got cooked. KCP, I think, can guard him. Tonight he got cooked. Like, that's going to happen to great players. You're not going to shut him down. But can you do enough to get a win? I think those guys can. Christian Braun doesn't seem to bother him at all, man. That's one guy that's just like, that Shea's like, oh, okay, this is an automatic 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, he's so limited on offense on top of that.
Yeah.
Like, he was put in positions. I feel like with the group that he was out there, they wanted him to score or at least try to create something. He could not get it going. Shot he's not confident in, so he's turning them down. He's getting travel calls. He's just not getting to any of his spots. And the thing is, I don't think he knows what his spot is. But then you talk about the defense. That's what he's supposed to be known for. And those type of stars, if they don't see him, no one sees him. Like SGA was just like, all right, I'm glad that you guys put me on him. I'm about to go and attack him the entire time. So he has to just get back to himself, get back to just finding like his bread and butter. And it has to be on the defensive end and the rest will come. So he's like in a a rush right now. Like he's just not playing well right now, and I don't know when it's going to turn around. But it has to be defensively.
Yeah, and I don't feel like he's not giving effort. I don't really know why he's less effective this year.
Defensively in particular, because offensively I do think he's exploring and trying to figure out where. I think Dev's right.
But I mean defensively, it's like, I'm never like, oh come on, man, like you're getting cooked. Like it's just he's.
Yeah. But if you was a good shooter and you missed 20 straight threes in a game, your morale's going to be down. Everything's down. You're like, he's not a good shooter. His is all defense. If you're not playing good defense, and people are starting to get, he doesn't have the same energy. He doesn't have the same motivation right now. So he has to get back to that. Like the energy, like he is running around out there, but he's not coming up with stops in a row. So like I just don't feel like he's feeling his impact.
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know what he has to change. Like I don't really like visually. Nothing is like standing out of something he's doing differently. But last year he was getting a lot of steals.
He was so consistently good as a defender, consistently impactful.
He was always, we would say all the time about him is that he was unflappable, that he would never go for fakes. He would keep his head about him. He would stay in front of guys. He would make the right move or make the right read. I mean, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's interesting. It's, I'm certainly not worried about it, but it's not cool right now. It's like super uncool. I just realized we got mundered.
I think did we get? Oh yeah, we almost got mega mundered, man. There was a while there because they got 25 in the fourth quarter, which is their second best. They get 21 in the second, 20 in the third. Like they couldn't score tonight, man.
I know
they got shut down.
They also just could not hit shots. Their legs were not underneath them. They could not hit shots.
10 of 37 from three.
Yeah, every three that went up, I'm like, oh, that's not going in. That's not going to go in. Clank, clank. It was gross, man. It was.
When do they play the Thunder again? Do you know? Let's take a look real quick. Let's take a little gander here because they played them 3 times already. So I don't think their next matchup with them will be until January 31st. It's kind of a drag actually because that's not that far away. I kind of wish they would play more like February or March.
Well, we'll probably catch them in the 3/4 of the way through tournament.
The NBA schedule this year has so many of these anomalies where there's weird back-to-backs or weird.
Dude, there was a bunch of back-to-backs tonight.
A bunch of teams on a back-to-back, yeah. And then you have the Knicks and Bucks have played each other 4 times already. We're 30 games into the season and they've already matched up 4 times. So that's a little bit of a weird one. I kind of wish it was more spaced out so we could get a better representation of these two teams as their evolution throughout the year. But c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Let's take another quick break here, guys. I was trying to use this app to get tickets the other day, you guys.
Which one?
This app, and then I go to checkout, price so much more than I thought it was, and I thought, I'm never using this app again. I'm only using an app that'll give me the all-in price on the main screen whenever I look at tickets. And so I started asking my friends, what app could that be? They told me the Game Time app.
Oh, man.
You got to check it out. The Game Time app has all-in pricing. You could look at the... if you're trying to go to Monday's game against the Charlotte Hornets, by the way, that's got to be a 40-point. That's a team that's losing by 40 to everybody.
Yeah, no, that's a take it out on them team.
Because I'm trying to follow the whole league. I'm watching the Hornet. Every team that's struggling plays the Hornets and wins by 30, and everyone's like, tonight it was Nurkic. The Suns are beating him down, and they were like, man, this is the best game Nurkic has had in weeks. And it's like, all right, guys.
I mean, I would, whatever.
If we do that against the Hornets, we're going to be like, Peyton Watson's incredible, man. He's killing it.
I mean, we just had that happen.
If you want to check out those games and get that all-in pricing right on the top page so you don't have to guess how much it's going to be. You know exactly how much it'll be. Use the Game Time app, guys. It's really cool. You can also sell your tickets on there. It takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DNVR. You get $20 off your first purchase. You might be able to get through the door for $20.
They're going to have to hand you money.
They're going to have to give you more back.
They're like, welcome to the game. Here's $15.
Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. I also want to tell you guys about Illegal Pete's. The 3 of us, not long ago. In fact, it was yesterday.
Oh, man. I remember it like it was yesterday.
We loaded up in Dev's car. One of the coolest cars that you'll ever ride in.
Well, you weren't in the back.
Well, you're right. I was in the front, very comfortable. Was it not that great back there, huh?
How did it feel?
I was sitting sideways, and I was still... it wasn't great.
It wasn't great. But you know why he did that? Because we were going to Illegal Pete's.
Oh, let's
and he
go.
was like, you know what? I will fold into the back of this very cool car if it means I can go get some delicious queso, a quesadilla, or maybe a margarita. Maybe some beer. Maybe some buddies. Maybe that's why you went there.
I should have ordered buddies.
Illegal Pete's is like Colorado AF. That should be their slogan, honestly.
Dude, so AF.
They are so Colorado AF. They have an awesome vibe to them every time you go in. They've got all kinds of cool stuff going on. They always have cool and chill employees.
Yeah,
and then,
they're
of
like-
course, the food is delicious.
They're like, welcome, bro. What do you want?
That's kind of how they are.
And you're
man.
like, damn, you're chill AF.
I'll bet you Illegal Pete's employees are really good at skateboarding.
Oh, bro. They thrashed the gnar. I know that, dude.
They definitely do. I recommend the queso. I think it's the best queso that you're going to get from one of these quick service restaurants by far. You can get the reverse nachos. That's the trick. Dev gets the same meal as me, but he pays like $5 more because he didn't know about the trick. The trick is reverse nachos. You get the queso, you get the green chili. Check them out. Colorado staple. Guys, it's time. 2023 is winding down. This is our last show of 2023.
Oh, my God.
And while it was kind of, going out with a whimper, a little bit of a whimper,
Yeah.
it was a hell of a year. But it doesn't mean that we can't be better in 2024.
Okay.
I think it's time for a little new year, new me. Look at that. Oh, my goodness.
Why is Dev twice as big as us? What the H?
He's just closer to the camera on
I
this
know.
one.
Why,
You don't know how angles work?
You don't
you
know
know
how
what I'm
angles,
saying? Like,
bro?
why are you out in front, man?
That's way more important.
That was
absolutely
the
what it is.
implication,
That's
and
what it
I'm
is.
glad you said it out loud.
All right, guys. This is time. You know how, like, when we're analyzing the Nuggets, there are times like tonight I was on the timeline and I saw a lot of analysts and fans with some wild takes, man.
Me, I've seen some too.
Today was an all-timer for I'm reading some takes and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's true, guys. Like, man, no, Nuggets are the worst team in the NBA. There are a bunch of takes like that, but 2024 is going to be new year, new us. Dev, how do you plan to change in your relationship to the Denver Nuggets?
One thing that I plan on changing this upcoming year, I'm going to stop talking myself into things that are not working just to appease everyone else.
For example,
I let people guilt trip me into thinking that I'm being harsh to somebody. So then in my mind, I'm
That's a
like,
good
you know
one.
what? I'm going to not talk about him so badly. Nope. I need to be petty. If things are not working, they need to prove me wrong. P-Watt has proved me wrong.
Yeah?
Reggie has proved me wrong.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
For a while
There are
there.
people that I need to just give up on until they,
Do you have any names in particular are you thinking about?
Are you named from A to Z?
I'll say it. See,
What?
I've been thinking he is trash. I have been thinking he is not good for a long time. People said that I was very harsh about it. I changed my mindset into it, and then I'm like still trying to figure out where I was trying to say, yeah, this is not bad. I'm trying to defend that. I have to stop doing those type of things. If somebody's in a shooting slump or they're not playing well on certain thing, I need to stick with that. And if people are going to be mad about it, I have to just be okay with that.
I like that. Yeah, I like that one. You got to speak with your chest. You don't let people move you off your position. It is funny, man, because players are real sensitive. Players will always come up about, why are you guys talking so much shit,
Yeah.
this, that. And it's like, guys, we analyzed the game. You guys played like shit. What do you want us to say? Played like shit tonight. So I like that. I hate that it was Zeke. Because I just feel bad for him, man. I feel bad.
That's what I used to think too,
See,
and I'm giving that up.
That's what you're giving up. You're not feeling bad
His
anymore.
New Year's Nuggets resolution is to reject you.
Yeah,
Zeke.
I also got to remember, there ain't no poor me. These are millionaires.
I was going to
There's
say,
no poor me.
Zeke has made an enormous amount of money to be completely unproven
Can't
in
feel
his
bad
fourth
for these
season.
people.
Can you
Play
imagine
better.
if it was like, Dev, it's your fourth year on the show, haven't done anything good, but you know what we're going to give you? $40 million.
Yeah, you know what you should feel bad for?
Because we think you'll be good next year.
And then
Next
when
year you'll
people
be
say
good.
like, yo, that was a horrible take, I'm like, I'm getting paid.
I'm getting
regardless.
paid, man. I'm not going to feel
Whatever.
bad. Do we have somebody from the arena? Who is it?
We'll see.
It's Brandon Vogt from the arena. Man, Vogt, you know how to pick him, dude. How was that game?
Yeah, well, thank you for starting that way, because before we got too deep in, I wanted to thank all of you, especially Harrison, for giving me this opportunity to come down to Ball Arena on a Friday night.
Was the energy what you remembered it, man? Was it incredible just being inside that
Dude.
atmosphere?
Well, so the crowd actually got restless tonight. This is the most restless I've heard a home crowd in a couple of years, to be honest, outside of a playoff environment. Heading into halftime, there were a lot of it was almost disbelief. It's like Jokic talking to MPJ. It's like, wait, what? This doesn't happen to us. And the crowd had a lot of that. And then every time Josh Giddey touched the ball, they booed him. So half the time, it kind of seemed like they were booing the Nuggets. Weird vibe.
This was
very
totally,
weird vibe.
because it's right after Christmas. Like, this was a lot of people's Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude! You could tell, man. That's actually a note I did have. A lot of extra sad faces.
Merry Christmas, Dad. I hope it was everything you wanted.
Just like, I know.
Yeah.
You're like, next year, just luckily, give me a bad gift.
Yeah. On the bright side, we spent $32 on 2 beers. Have a long drive home. Okay. Michael Malone, right off the bat, talked about the turnovers, and he said, look, that is what they do in Oklahoma City. There were a lot of questions about, was there something specific they did? Was there something Denver could have done a better job with, schematically? And Malone just reiterated, listen, this is what OKC does. This is what makes them good. We could have done a better job of it. Mentioned Jokic's 7 turnovers. And then said, but look, no one's trying to turn the ball over. He mentioned energy. The guys mentioned energy a lot tonight, but I want to frame it the right way. It wasn't an excuse. They were talking about as something that they should have had control over and that they failed to bring into this game. So it wasn't, tired legs, we never had a shot. It was they took responsibility of the fact that they never brought that energy to the game. You could see that opening up. And then as Malone went on to point out, that game was ultimately lost in the third. But he wants to give OKC some credit. They've come in there and beaten them twice. They've beaten them in a close game, a blowout. Denver's beaten them in a blowout. And Malone laughed and said, I'm sure the truth is somewhere in between. But look, they were 9-1 coming into tonight, and the number 3 defense during that stretch. That's not the team that showed up tonight. 2 more specific points. Reggie Jackson was questionable to return in this game at halftime. I'm sure you guys saw he limped to the locker room. So he just wanted to say that he didn't think Reggie was even going to play, but that's the kind of guy Reggie's been for the Nuggets this year. And then I asked him what he saw from Peyton Watson in this game, another spot start, but this time in a different matchup, a much better team, a much different opportunity. And he gave me a good answer. He said, as I told him at halftime, don't play with the settle mentality. Yes, you're open from the corner, but cut behind. He's so damn athletic. Go play behind the defense. Cut back door. He had a couple moments of that tonight, and Malone wanted to try to encourage those. As we talk about often with Aaron, it's not just about standing in the corner and hitting shots, right? Can you make yourself valuable? And so that was kind of his note for Peyton tonight. But he had good perspective on it, backed it up, and said, look, this is a great opportunity for him. And the truth is, every time he plays, he's getting better. So some notes for him, but obviously, they're not out on him by any means. And then we heard from Jamal Murray, who I'll never figure this out, guys. If Jamal drops 35 points, don't ask him any questions. Don't even look him in the eyes. If he has a really poor night, open book. Ask him whatever you want. He's got all the time in the world. I'm not sure what that's about, but we've got a reflective and fun Jamal tonight. He had a very similar note on the energy. He's like, we just came out a little flat, and then we got upset about the calls, and we were just behind it all the way through. And so he said the other thing is we're a great team and we normally figure it out after a bad half. I have a 20-point quarter. Yoke takes over. KCP gets hot. But we beat ourselves tonight. And then on top of that, they kicked our – it was an ass whooping, he said. And he said, we've got to be better with the ball. I don't think it was anything they did. I don't need to jump in the air and pass it so much. And he said, ultimately, I think we played with our emotions too much today. On OKC shrinking the floor, he took a deep breath and sighed. And then he said with a smile, I'm like water, man. I just flow with that. If the floor is shrinking, then something else is open. There's always a counter. We can't get caught up in, they shrunk the floor. There are always things we can do. If the floor shrunk, then people are open from 3-point range. We just have to be a little more mindful with the ball. The ball stuck tonight, and then he blamed himself for that. And then he said, as far as common denominators between the losses to the Thunder. He said at first, just off the top of his head, he would just say containment, one-on-one containment, knowing tendencies. These guys like to go left. They've been able to do that in 2 wins against the Nuggets now. He says they got to be able to contain, better communication. But then, fellas, before he wrapped it up, he said, let's just forget X's and O's. It's energy and it's trusting your teammates. So see, he seems to feel like the Nuggets are in control of what didn't go right tonight. Even though I know the story for a lot of people is, understandably, this is a tough matchup so far.
Yeah. I mean, all right.
And that's it, man. That's it for me. And I think Jokic is probably just getting the podium now. I'll probably see if I can catch it.
What's your real quick New Year's resolution Nuggets edition? Dev's was
Whoa.
to no longer forgive Zeke Naji, if I heard him correctly.
That is the most hilariously negative New Year's resolution I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Never hold back. Don't let me tell
No, it
him
was
to be
about
nice.
honesty and truth.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
I must have misheard. I misheard him. I'm sorry.
My New Year's resolution is to stop talking about how Jamal Murray is ready to be consistent in the regular season. I'll just stop doing it. I'll just stop doing it.
That was positive.
I know, sorry, Dev. But here's why. I feel like it's on me. I feel like every time I get very definitive in a take, I go, what did I just do? I know how this game is going to go. Mike shot poorly. Jamal shot poorly. It's on me. It's on me, Nuggets Nation.
You got to be like water in your takes, dude.
Yeah, dude, just be like water. Just be like, much like Jamal, I'm in my best moods after the Nuggets get their ass kicked.
All right, Vogt. Well, go check out Jokic. Maybe he has more insight. Thanks so much, man. Get home safe. Let's continue on though with this resolutions.
Man, there was a lot of time in between Dev and me. You think I would have thought of something?
I think you did. I'll give you. Want me to go?
Let's find
Want
out.
me to give you a little bit more time?
No, yeah, please.
In 2024, I'm no longer going to bet on Christian Brown threes just for vibes.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it, you guys.
Dude, betting for vibes is the worst possible strategy.
I'm like, worst. Think about how cool it'd be if he hit it. Though, you guys.
You're like, there's no way he's gonna hit a three, but it'd be cool if he
Be
did.
pretty cool tonight. I was like, what if Peyton Watson hits lots of threes? 3 of them. Let's go.
I know.
Yeah, it was really dumb. I'm not going to do that anymore, you guys.
Betting for vibes is the worst thing to happen to your bank account.
It's
Just don't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
it's really tough on the
it
vibes.
really, it's a double down on bad vibes.
Yeah.
Let's see. What am I going to do? I have tried to become more rational about the Denver Nuggets. I've tried to I have. I mean, I'm less. I used to be much more.
Why do you want to be rational about him, though?
That's what I'm getting to. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? Like, this is my outlet for bad emotional outbursts, for bad behavior, for language that is not appropriate for children, blasphemy. All of these things that have no place in society, polite society.
By the way, shouts to Corey tonight. Came by with his children who always listen to the show. It's great to meet them. And it was great to meet who exactly Eric is cursing into.
Yeah, dude.
Whose ears he's cursing into.
It is nice that I can close my eyes and I can imagine an actual child crying when I say certain things.
Whoop them.
Whoop that tree. But I want to be more of a fan again. You know what I mean? I just want to be more of a dumb, idiot, mouth-breathing, lunk-headed fan.
We are the most toxic people on earth. Like, all of our goals for 2024 are to lead into our worst selves.
Yeah.
Less forgiving, dumber.
Yes, this job that I found myself in. I have to be involved in a lot of different fan bases. I have to talk to people as people. I can't just vilify entire cities. That's all through. It's gonna start in Slack.
I got another one for you guys. I'm not going to panic this year when the Nuggets lose 5 games in a row in March. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it at all. I don't even know if I'll panic if they lose game 1 or 2 or both. Well, I'm not going to panic in the playoffs. I know it's not over till it's over with these Nugs, and they're probably going to take another little break in April or whatever, and it's just going to we're just going to have to write it.
Yeah, and I'm going to stop fighting online, even though I just said I was going to be
You're gonna
more of
keep
a dumb
fighting
fan.
online.
I can't fight online anymore. I've lost my zest for online fighting.
It's because all of online is fighting, and at a certain point, you're like, it's just like a never-ending battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no one's ever like, damn, you got me.
Man, that's a
My guy
great point.
sucks.
I've changed my entire life view.
My guy's an idiot. What was I thinking? My guy sucks.
You got any more, Dev? Any other ways you want to really improve yourself in 2024 as a Nuggets fan?
Probably stop convincing myself that back-to-backs aren't a bad thing.
I know. Just be like, hey, listen, man, they're professional athletes. They can fight through it. They
Yeah,
lose
man.
every back-to-back.
I understand that Denver's really good at them, but that's the good part about them. But there is the excuse factor. I don't know why they're saying that we're not going to use this as an excuse. It really is a real factor. I am so glad that 2024 is not going to have as many back-to-backs as 2023 had. So excited.
That's the actual resolution, is play less back-to-backs.
Yeah, it really is true. Does the chat have any good ones there, Kale?
Yeah,
I haven't been looking.
no,
Okay.
Joey had a really good one. He said, like, not take this era for granted.
It's a good one.
That's an incredible one, in fact.
Stop taking it for granted. It's just so true, man. That's why you ride these lows and stuff, and you're going to be like tonight, people kind of having a meltdown on the timeline or whatever. This is a bad day. You just got to be like, this is the best era of all time for the Nuggets.
I will say, like, the timeline is where you're supposed to melt down.
Yeah, it is true.
The timeline is a Snapchat. It's not Snapchat. It's a picture of emotions at any one given time. It just like captures and records human emotion as it happens. You're supposed to. That's what the timeline's for.
It is. It is true.
And
It is-
Snapchat.
There's other things Snapchat's for.
That.
You guys are ridiculous. I just feel like the future is bright for the Nuggets. I just don't. I can't.
The present is bright. It's all bright.
It's so bright you might need some
Everything's
shades.
bright, but tonight sucks. Oh, I see. It's a segue.
That was
Okay,
a
go.
segue.
Go.
Sorry, I made that a little too subtle. It's so bright. In fact, you might need some shades. Kel, you going skiing soon? You're going skiing tomorrow? I have a recommendation for you. The ski goggles from Shady Rays. They got all kinds. Look at that right there, man. You put those things on. You can see it from your peripherals even.
Sure, those periffs.
They've got it all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection on all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by that lost and broken policy. You lose them, they send them back to you. Remember our Rockies person, Susie? Lost them on the first day.
And I feel like the chat tonight needs a lost and broken policy. A lot of people are lost and broken in this chat tonight.
Are people pretty upset about this loss?
Not really.
I was gonna say, like, come
I
on,
mean,
guys.
they are, but like
Come on.
any negativity is like, come on. But listen. You're supposed to
You're supposed to have it. You're
let
supposed
it
to
out.
be mad.
Let it
but
out.
come on. But let it out. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out the best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use promo code DNVR. You get 50% off. 50% off. That's half off. 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Earlier in the show, we told you guys about Breckenridge Brewery. Right now, I'm going to tell you about Breckenridge Distillery.
Not the same company.
Not the same company, completely different. But my goodness, do they have some good spirits,
Based
man.
on the same town, though.
It is both of them. Which town? Frisco?
Aurora?
Is it Aurora? Wow, they're out of Aurora. No, they're out of Breckenridge. They're incredible. Breckenridge Distillery, I'm telling you, they really do have some of my favorite whiskeys that you're going to find from the U.S. And guess what? They're here from Colorado. Years back, before we had them as a partner, I was trying to taste every whiskey from Colorado, so I'd go through all of them. And I had like 2 or 3 Breckenridge ones that were like in my top 5. They make really, really good whiskeys. They also do, of course, the gins and the vodkas and everything else. Me personally, I love their whiskeys. I love their bourbons. Breckenridge Distillery products are available in all 50 states. Shop your local retailer or visit BreckenridgeDistillery.com for home delivery of award-winning Breckenridge spirits. And it says Osprey Anywhere. You guys want to know a really bad thing? I never grew up skiing or knowing anyone that skied. I was working in a company. I'm 24 years old, and I'm working at like this marketing company. I only worked there for like 6 months. And we were having this initiative to work on opera ski.
Après ski.
Après ski. Never heard the term in my life because, again, I never grew
Right.
up around it. Very uncomfortable
Bit of a
meeting for me.
bumpkin.
Very bit of a bumpkin myself. And it was a very uncomfortable meeting while I had to sit there and help brainstorm ideas. And I was like,
You're like,
I was sitting there trying to Google like opera skiing. Like, what is
You're-
this?
you're
What the
like,
hell is going on?
You're like, what if we get...
They're like, opera ski is like better than skiing. And I was like, okay, hold up a second. What could this possibly
You're like,
be?
why don't we keep it traditional and get a bunch of like olives? Or,
That's been me in math class since I've been like 7.
It's like a painful core memory, man, when you don't understand the basics of a thing that's going on. It's
like, what do you
oof.
like? Traditionally, like what? Like go to like a movie, like or what?
It was really, really rough. Was any sicko sick enough to super chat tonight, Kale?
Yeah, we got like 5.
Oh my god,
let's go through
dude!
them.
I've got some New Year's resolutions for these guys.
quick.
Okay, cool. Teeman, $6.99. Thank you. Missed Gordon tonight. No kidding. We all did. P. Watt is too young.
Dude, this is $6.99 Canadian.
Oh my god, dude. So this is
Very
probably-
conflicted night he had tonight, I'm guessing.
Gordon is a matchup nightmare for Shea because he's huge and strong and athletic enough. You're right. Yeah,
We didn't
that's
have
right.
him
I mean,
tonight.
like, yeah. I
Didn't
thought
have him tonight.
in that came from Canada. I was sure that was going to be a pro Shea comment, but it was anti-Shea.
Anti-Shea, man.
$4.99. Thank you so much. Adam said it, but OKC treated this game with both effort and game plan like a playoff game. The Nuggets barely had a preseason effort and game plan. Yes, OKC cared, and the Nuggets sucked.
Yep.
5-ish. Our homie says, nothing beats reading measured and calm takes on Twitter and chat after a loss. My New Year's resolution is to be a better human being like Jokic.
Yo, that's a great one, man. That's a great one.
I mean, an even better human being would have brought some effort in this game.
So true.
Josh Barnett from Down Under. Our absolute homie, Sicko Chat. Thanks for amazing 2023, you legends. Hey,
man, thank you.
Josh is a real one.
Right back at you. Right back down under.
We need a reason to go to Australia bad.
I think Josh is our reason.
I mean, 100%.
Josh Thorson also.
Also, man. But we need like an
Teams on
exhibition
acid.
game. We need an Australian player, man. We need something.
We had Jack White.
He was so dope too. Jack White is my friend.
Why do you think I keep suggesting we make some sort of trade for landfill? For Jock Landfill.
That's not bad. They're friends, by the way. Jack White and Jock Landfill.
I know. Let me just say it without even acknowledging that it's a joke. Jock Landfill. By
the way, you know who Jack White's better than probably Zeke Knight. Jack White was on the squad. Remember what a good rebounder he was? That guy rebounded like a beast, man.
Do you know who Jack White is better than? Zeke Naji. And that by Jack White, I mean the guy from the White Stripes. A85 Ramos says, legit was one of my favorite personal years of my life. And you helped it get there.
Hell yeah.
So excited to see what our boys have in store for us. Zebra.
I think that was gone the day the zebra wet. Was that about? I don't remember.
It was it was a game with the referees really made their presence felt.
And then it just became a meme. The idea of a meme.
Well, we had to give the emoji of the game, and the official emoji of the game was the zebra emoji.
Got it.
And then it caught fire, much like BJ Malays is going to catch the internet on fire.
Do you remember the best BJ Malays? He's out there. Do you guys? Do you remember the best emoji discussion ever on this show?
The best emoji discussion. There's been a lot.
The pregnant man.
Yeah,
the official emoji of our trip to Serbia.
That's right. Well,
the swollen man.
Swollen man was the official. That was the emoji of the trip.
We just kept eating every day. We just kept eating.
Dude, we need to bring back emoji of the week. What a great segment.
We really should, man. Everybody, hit that outro music, Kale. Guys, be safe in the holidays. Be safe in New Year's. Go try to live it up, though. Try to have a good time. Reflect on the year we had together and all the good times. Look forward to the year that's ahead of us. Make plans, make goals, make dreams, make visions. And most of all, just be around with the people you love.
And make baskets if you're the Nuggets.
2023 was great. In large part, super producer Kel, shout out, man. Shout out year 2023. It was a good one. We did it together. Dev, hell of a 2023.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
D-line.
I thought for sure you're going to skip over it.
You were pretty good, man. You were pretty good.
Whatever.
You could be better, though.
Easily.
Yeah, but I hope you take that more as encouragement than like a critique. But it is both.
I live my life as a back-to-back. You know what I mean?
That's so true. Fellas, good stuff. Everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging with us. Everybody that came out to the bar tonight and took pictures. Lots of people in town tonight. It was great. This is why we're so high. The game sucked, but all these people were vibing with us tonight.
I know. Who could be mad when people come and they shake your hand, they tell you how much they enjoy the podcast. It's just cool. It's a very cool community. Obviously, we knew that. We saw that all come together for the championship, but it's just like a real thing, and it feels good. And tonight sucked, but it didn't matter.
We're just getting their hopes up before we crush them in April. Hit that like button for us on the way out.
We all silly like the mayor.